So, for a small chair yoga sequence, we're trying to make yoga as accessible as possible for everybody. All you need for this is a chair, and you might also want a blanket. And if you have a blanket, you can roll that up underneath. So when you sit, it helps you give you a slightly nicer, straighter spine. So again, just go for what feels right for you. You can roll it or fold it as feels right. You can even use a low cushion or pillow instead if you prefer. So we're going to start in a nice tall sitting position, trying to get the alignment of the spine where the vertebrae stack on top of each other. Shoulders are nice and low. Hands can come gently onto the legs with the backs of the hands facing down and the palms facing up. We're going to close our eyes and begin with our breath. And allow that tummy to rise freely on the inhale. And the belly button to come back to spine on the exhale. And we start to engage with our breath. How that feels with you today. Where it sits. Checking in with yourself, noticing how you feel, both physically and emotionally. As we draw our attention to the breath, we're not trying to change it, but noticing the rhythm, the pattern, and the pace of our breath. And we'll start to bring our attention to the count of the breath. Counting how long the inhale is and how long the exhale is. Helping us understand that pattern better. And from here, we might start to try and get the breath to be equal on the inhale and the exhale. Trying to get the same count to the inhale and the exhale. Noticing those little breaks of breath in between. So we're neither inhaling or exhaling. So for example, you might inhale for a count of 4. And we'll exhale for a count of 4. And we'll go with whatever ratio feels right for us. And as we get used to that ratio, without being competitive with ourselves, we may see if we can add in another beat. So if we were inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4, we may now try to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. So allowing that tummy to expand on the inhale. And that belly button to come back to spine on the exhale. And eventually we'll bring ourselves back to our normal breath. We'll take a moment to understand how that feels, maybe how it's changed, and how we feel within ourselves again. checking on ourselves physically and mentally. And we'll eventually blink those eyes open. We'll bring our left hand to our chair. And if you have an arm of the chair, you can grab hold of the arm. We'll turn out the palm of that right arm. On an inhale, we'll bring that arm over. Bring it over for a gentle side stretch. That left arm is bending. We're taking the gaze up. Now, lifting your arm that high doesn't feel right for you. You can bring that hand to the shoulder instead, still getting that movement in the spine. Still allowing ourselves to lengthen through that shoulder and arm. And we exhale here and release those shoulders down, cascading them down the spine. Exhale, gently coming back out. Take the right hand onto the side of the chair or the arm. Turn the left palm out. As we inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, bring it over. And again, the same applies. Keep that spine long, chest out. If that feels too much for the hand, bring it to the shoulder instead. There's no right or wrong. Just take a few breaths here. And we'll come out on an exhale. Good. I'm going to turn on our chair slightly. You can either leave your blanket there if you have it, or feel free to move it at this stage and pop it to one side and we can grab it later. I'm going to bring that right leg over to the side, so twizzling over to the right, and I'm going to bring my foot into the floor. So I'm scooching along to the front of my chair to give me the space to do that. If you have arms here, you're going to have to slip your leg underneath, or you can just fast forward through and skip this one. Now, the key thing on this one is we're going to make sure the knee doesn't go over the ankle at any point. So we're going to do a bit of a warrior variation here. So swiveling those hips round, and we're allowing that back foot to push into the floor, but we're supporting that leg with the chair beneath, so we don't have too much weight. Now, from here, you can grab hold of those hips, or you can grab hold of the chair. Just get yourself nice and comfortable here and do what works for you. Get that spine nice and upright. Maybe try to tuck that tailbone under. Hand on the hip or hand on the chair, or one of each. If that feels too much for your foot, adjust that back foot to whatever feels right. Good. Gently bring the weight back into the chair. Coming around the other side. Bringing that left foot into the floor. Knee not going over the ankle. Adjust if you need to. Taking that back leg back, extending it out. Bringing that weight into that front foot. And again, hands on the hips. One hand on the chair, one hand on the hip. Whichever feels right for you. Get that nice upright spine. Again, if that back foot doesn't feel right, you can twist it around. You can face it to the floor. Just get yourself nice and comfortable, allowing those hips to stretch. Exhale. Gently bring yourself back. I'm going to come in to do a few cat-cows here. Plant your feet into the floor. We're going to take our hands to our thighs. As we inhale, take that gaze up, and our focus here is going to be on the shoulder, as well as a bit of movement in that spine. As we exhale, curve the shoulders around, belly button to spine, looking towards the pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Go with your own breath length. On that inhale, allowing that chest to open, shoulders cascading down. As we exhale, pulling that belly button spine towards that pelvis and arching those shoulders over gently. And I'm moving my hands, but it doesn't mean you have to. The movement here is really about the body. You can do fists instead if that feels right for you. Or you can even grab hold of the chair. There's no right or wrong with a hand. Good. Come back to the center. Push yourself back in your chair. We're going to go into our staff pose, our seated version. So So grab hold of the ends of the chair. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, lift those feet up. Hold on the inhale. Exhale down. Good. Next exhale, we're going to lift again. Inhale, hold. Only if it's not too much for you. Exhale down. One more time. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale down. Good. Staying in the back of the chair, we're going to do a camel pose, which is just going to allow us to open up that chest a little bit. We're going to hold onto the sides of the chair. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, just allow yourself to gently bend over the back of the chair and take the gaze up. Now cascade those shoulders down the spine, allow that chest to feel nice and open, and just take a nice long deep breath here. Good. Exhale, gently come back up, nice and slowly. From here, we can take an inhale up. And as we exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips, folding our chest onto our thighs, reaching towards the floor. That feels good and right for us. That movement's going to come from the hips. Take a breath here. Good. Gently lengthen back up through that spine on an inhale. Going to push ourselves forward and come back to the front of that chair. Plant the feet flat on the floor. We're going to do a really gentle twist. And when we twist, we want the movement to come from our torso, not our arms. So our arms are just there for support. So we're going to inhale, lift through that spine. As we exhale, take that right hand to the left knee and gently look over that left shoulder. Again, I'm not forcing anything with my hands. Just allowing that twist to come from the spine. Come from the torso, working into those abdominals. One more breath. Gently coming back on a nice long exhale. Take a breath in between. Allow yourself to resettle. Good. Now we're going to come to do the other side. So take that left hand to the right knee. Take that right hand either onto the side of the chair or gently behind you. Inhale, lengthen through that spine. Exhale, twist and look over that right shoulder. Again, not pushing or pulling with those hands. Allowing the effort to come from the torso. That might mean you don't get that far. That's absolutely fine. Just work with that breath. Allowing that movement in the spine. What space to be found in the intercostal muscles. One more breath. Exhale, gently come back to the center. Push yourself back into that chair. Again, if you want to grab your blanket to get a little bit more height, to get a little bit more length in that spine, then please feel free to do so. Kind of threw mine all the way to the side. You don't have to do that. You can just pop it down to the floor. We'll allow ourselves to relax and come into our Shavasana here. So allow yourselves to breathe. Bring your attention back to that breath. Feel the cool air coming in and slightly warmer air going out. And release yourself back into the chair wherever that falls. So we're not holding ourselves in any particular fashion. Just allowing the body to relax and release. You perhaps let those palms come down to your side, facing up to the sky again. Arms resting into the chair or resting into your legs, whatever feels good. Gently bringing those eyes to close. And take a moment just to scan through your body and see how you feel. Notice any areas of comfort or tension. And that's without trying to change it or feel bad for having it. Don't let yourself get derailed by a story or feeling. Just observe that area. Notice it and move on through the body as we scan from the toes, the feet, the ankles. How are they feeling? Could they relax anymore? Are they relaxed? How do we know when they're relaxed? And we use that exhale to maybe help us soften through the area, help us relax and breathe that sensation some more. Allow the legs to maybe follow suit, softening with the exhale, noticing how they feel. And allow that feeling, that observation, the sensation to come to our pelvis. How does it feel? Using that exhale to soften, to release. Working our way up through the body, into the abdominals, into the torso and chest. Noticing how it feels. Softening on that exhale. Observing. Releasing if we can. Shoulders. Are they relaxed? Can we soften them some more? The arms. The wrists and the fingers, how do they feel? Are they relaxed? Can we soften? Can we release? The neck. Gently releasing. The face. Is the forehead released? Is the jaw relaxed? Can we soften? We focus on that breath, the cool air coming in, the slightly warmer air going out. Flick your eyes open when you're good and ready. Take your hands down by your side and just gently come up. Namaste.